how about Casey Kane and AJ Allmendinger? They did a little teammate tangle at Pocono. Not sure dinner was shared after that. A lot of good cars were taken out at the end of the race at Pocono, but this was the wreck heard around the world. It was our points leader, Kevin Harvick, and Joey Logano getting together, and the drama that ensued for the next week after as we arrived here in Michigan. We know it's going to be exciting during the race today because of all the drama that happened last week at Pocono, and it's only going to continue to go on as our summer gets heated up. I'm with Hermie Sadler, located here in Victory Lane, right in front of pit road. And Hermie Sadler, Pocono was a quiet race until the very end. If anyone dared to switch away from the channel, they missed a very dramatic finish.
Yeah, and that's kind of been what we've seen here recently in Sprint Cup Series racing. The final couple starts and, green, white checkers and these restarts, especially at a place like Michigan, Wendy, you said at 3, 4, 5 wide. Can you imagine the restarts at the end of this race? And, just to put a period on the Logano-Harvick thing, myself and I think a lot of other people, the thing is, that's happened last week. I'm more interested to see how Joey Logano handles this moving forward on and off the racetrack. It'll be fun to watch.
And if you missed what happened last week, let's take a look at the dramatic ending and what they were saying a week ago at Pocono.
Nobody giving an inch for that position. Side by side between Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano as Denny Hamlin exits off turn number 3, looking, oh, now Logano goes around. Harvick gets into him. Logano trying to save it, an amazing save. Logano still trying to save the car, and now it goes around off of turn number 3.
Tough break for Joey Logano, running into the top 5.
Believe it. He let off the gas. I heard him let off the gas. Tries to into the turn. Spins me the out.
Yeah, I got in there and we just wound up getting together. Just 2 cars going in the same space at one time.
He let me go in the middle of the straightaway and decided to dump me in the next turn. I don't know what his deal is with me, but it's probably not his fault. His wife wears a fire suit and the family tells him what to do, so it's probably not his fault. It is what it is. It's just ridiculous that I don't know what I've ever done to piss him off, but he's apparently stupid.
One car almost in the grass. Casey Kane spinning down to the inside of the racetrack. He is up and in the air. Greg Nichols involved. Truex, Newman, Ambrose, Mark Martin, they all wad him up. Casey Kane back on all 4 tires. They're still crashing. Jeff Gordon and Paul Menard get a piece as the field wads up on the long punch straightaway.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
I had tires there, two tires on the right side, and I had a big run on AJ in the 77. As I come across the track, he just starts left, and I'm like in the grass at that point. So there's I couldn't turn back against it. Once somebody shoots to the left like that and blocks you, but it's part of it. I don't know, teammates, we gotta work on that a little bit maybe.
You guys gonna have a good conversation this week about it?
I don't talk to AJ hardly ever. I doubt I'm going to talk to him about this.
And that was last week at Pocono. We arrived here in Michigan. Time has passed, so what did the drivers think about what's going on now in the sport? Here's what they said when they arrived on Friday.
Last week, it is what it is. I said how I feel about it, and I'm moving on from it. It is what it is. Right now we're trying to make the chase, and that's our main priority.
It's right on the edge of making it personal, and personal is not something that I don't think he really wants to get into that. So that'd be a lot worse for him than just handling it man to man and doing it the right way.
I don't take nothing back. This is what I'm a man of my word. I said what I had to, and that's it.
It's the last lap of the race. I don't care if we're battling for the win, battling for 10th, battling for 20th. Every position is important. You never know what it's going to come down at the end of the season. Points are important, and I'm a racer. I'm going to race hard. And I apologize to all the teams that got caught up in it, but in the end result, we're racing hard. If I had to do it again, I'd have done the same thing.
I don't really care to talk to him. I don't ever care to talk to him, and he doesn't care to talk to me. So I think we're good teammates. We just don't talk.
It's pretty much Hermie Sadler and I. Good teammates. We don't talk.
Just don't talk.
I'm just teasing. Hermie, what do you think about what was said and what's going to happen today at Michigan?
Well, it's 2 really separate issues as far as I'm concerned. The Casey Kane, AJ Allmendinger, you know, Casey pretty much came out and said it. AJ and I don't talk. He drives his race car, I drive mine, whatever. But we got to remember, Casey Kane is moving on from that team next year, so he's not too much worried about the teammate camaraderie there in Richard Petty Motorsports. But the Logano Harvick, let me tell you what really Kevin Harvick is great at. If you noticed last week at the interview at Pocono after the race, Kevin Harvick, you know, what really pisses Logano off is Harvick just says, yeah, we just got in there and got together, and kind of blows it off with that little Harvick smirk. That really irritates Joey Logano. But I'm interested to see, as I said, moving forward, how is Joey Logano going to handle this business on and off the racetrack? He is trying to get in this chase. Kevin Harvick has got a mulligan or two he can spend, but Joey Logano does not. So let's see what happens.
And one thing we know, Hermie, is that Tom Logano, Joey's dad, is not here this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's good for Joey. You know, I'm not sure exactly what all the particulars are as to why he's not here, but I think across the board, everybody wants to see Joey step up. You know, and it's a fine line you're walking, because as a dad, I mean, I'm a parent, you're soon to be a parent. We protect our kids. We want our kids to be protected and do the best they can at what they're doing. But also, we got to remember, this is not Little League Baseball. This is not the minor leagues. This is big-time stock car auto racing, and Joey needs to take care of this on his own. Maybe last week was the first step for that.
And that's what they say. This happens in big-time auto racing. Now, of course, Kyle Petty is taking a few weeks off here on NASCAR Race Day to do his TNT duties, but we still took some advice from Kyle Petty on how to deal with anger management.
Thank you.
NASCAR racing these days. When did it become wrestling? When did it become boxing? When did it become a confrontational sport? I don't know if you remember, but I drove a car for a few years. I never remember getting out of my car and confronting anybody in front of a crowd. Never. Not at any race. That's just not me. That's not my personality. That's not who I am. But it seems more and more every week we see something. We've seen Jeff Burton and Kyle. We've also seen Kevin Harvick, and we've seen Joey Logano. We've seen so many confrontations after the race. That's not this sport. This is a gentlemanly sport. Nothing like that ever, ever, ever happened to me. I never crawled across the hood of my car and confronted another driver. I never grabbed him by the shoulder and pointed my finger and smiled at him and under my breath cussing him the whole time. I never did that, ever. Not in my entire career. This is a Zen sport. You become one with the machine. You become one with your body and your spirit. I never remember going to another guy's car in a garage area and slamming his visor down and saying anything derogatory about him or any member of his family, ever. That was not me. I was calm, cool, and collected. And I think all drivers should be that way. That's the sport I want to see, the sport of kings, racing. Motorsports at its best will always be done in a quiet, calm, orderly fashion. Now, on a serious note, I think what Joey Logano did last week, and he and Kevin Harvick, they were both right. Two guys racing for the same position on the racetrack. Kevin Harvick, what he said was, hey, we're just racing. That's the way it goes. Joey Logano, a 19-year-old, PO'd to the max, okay? He had a top 5 finish coming. He was running one of the best races of his career, the way I saw it, and all of a sudden, he's backwards and in the wall, and he's 23rd position. He had every right to be upset with Kevin Harvick. He had every right to voice his opinion, and finally, he voiced his opinion. I think Joey Logano gained a lot of respect from the other competitors. You're not going to push me around. I don't care if I'm 18 or 19 years old. I'm a competitor of yours. I'm on equal footing with you. I've won cup races, and I'm going to win a lot more. So take notice, Joey Logano's here.